Week 2 of the NFL season is in the books. Teams that are 0-2 want to know is it time to panic. Teams that are 1-1 want to make sense of their season. And if you're 2-0, you want to know, are you a contender or a pretender? Well, luckily, I'm here to help you sort it out. Welcome to the Kev BK Beloved Show. I'm your host, Kev BK Beloved, and I got 3 tiers for you for each record. You're 0-2, I'm going to do the panic meter 1 to 5. You're 1-1, I'm going to let you know if you're overreacting, overcorrecting, or if I need you to pump your brakes just a little bit. And of course, the 2-0, we got the contenders and the pretenders. We got to start with the 0-2 teams first, though. Let's pop it off with some negativity. Why not? Hey, you aren't subscribed? You ain't like, follow, comment? What are you doing? Hit the notification button. Hit subscribe, get with the program, so everything can be fun, everything can be copacetic. Why you gotta be so difficult? All right, back to the episode. And why not start with the team that already panicked with the Carolina Panthers? After starting 0-2, they've already benched Bryce Young for the foreseeable future. And I know Panthers fans, you're sick of hearing it, and if you're a fan of any other team, you've heard it millions of times before, but I gotta do it for the sake of the video. Just brace with me. For Bryce Young, they traded DJ Moore, Darnell Wright, Tariq Stevenson, Caleb Williams, Torrey Taylor, and there is still a 2025 second-round pick that the Bears have not used yet. This is a cataclysmic catastrophe of a trade. It cannot be overstated how bad of a trade this is that you get 18 games out of the quarterback you traded all those picks for. Coincidentally, he would have had to have been CJ Stroud for it to be worth trading all them picks for. But speaking of which, let's actually talk about Bryce Young, shall we? Because I feel like we're not really putting him in his proper context. Bryce Young is 2-16 with a 59% completion percentage. He is thrown for 3,122 yards, 11-13 touchdown to interception ratio. All that is awful. Really, really bad. That is his career. That's not a season. That's his career. But can we add some context, please? His first head coach, who allegedly did not want him, got fired after 11 games. He had to deal with an interim head coach. You bring in another head coach whose sole purpose is to fix Bryce Young, quote unquote, and Bryce Young gets benched after 2? Oh, and let's rewind a little bit. You traded who would have been Bryce Young's #1 receiver and replaced him with Adam Thielen, who's been washed for 2 years by the time he got to Carolina. What the did you think was gonna happen? Granted, I know, bro, these first 2 games have not gone the way Panthers fans or the organization have thought. But when we say things like poverty franchise, this is the type of behavior we are talking about. Because you set this man up to fail, and now that he's failed, it's like, oh, well, we gotta turn it around. How short of a leash was he on to start the damn season if this is what you're doing already? Why'd you make all these signings? And even furthermore, here's the more important part. What the hell is the plan now? Are you going to try to win as many games as you can with Andy Dalton so you don't have a good enough pick to get another quarterback? Are you going to trade whatever assets you have left to try and get a quarterback? Don't got that much cap space left because you tried to surround Bryce Young with talent. Are you going to trade Bryce Young for some assets and try to start again? There's no plan for succession. What are y'all doing down there, Carolina? 5 out of 5 on the panic meter. Next up, we got the Denver Broncos, also sitting at 0-2. Now, they've already drafted their quarterback. I'm more patient on rookie quarterbacks than most people. So although I already wasn't high on Bo Nix coming into this draft season or whatever, I'm not going to say that he's already a bum now just because he's looked bad these first 2 games to confirm my own bias. I'm not that type of guy. However, in the first half of the Broncos' most recent game against the Steelers, who, disclaimer, might be the best defense in football. We will get to them later when we get to the 2-0 section. They had 3 first downs for 62 yards total. 32 yards passing for Bo Nix in the first half, and halfway through the third quarter, the best play that they had was in the third quarter, that 39-yard midway point, was that trick play to Josh Reynolds, and then he threw a pick the literal next play. Again, I'm not calling him a bum, but we're not off to a great start as far as proving me wrong that he was going to be a bum coming into the NFL. We're not off to a good start. They also cannot run the ball at all to save their life. That also is not very helpful if you're trying to help your rookie quarterback. You can't run the ball very well. Your receivers are basuda. It's just a lot of really bad things going on in Denver at the moment that, quite frankly, As bad as Bo Nix is, there's not really much around him that's helping him out either. On the other hand, their defense looks pretty decent. They allowed the 5th least passing yards in the league so far through 2 games. Made the Seahawks offense look real bad, who looked a lot better against my Patriots, who I thought would be the better defense coming in. So there's hope on that side of the ball, but right now it is not looking good for Bo Nix in that offense. 3 out of 5 on the panic meter. Next up, we got the Baltimore Ravens, and this is an interesting case. Because if you ask me what aspect of the Ravens should you panic on, my answer may vary as to what the panic meter number may be. This is the first time they've been 0-2 since 2015. That year, they ended up being 5-11. Joe Flacco also played 10 games that year. If you ask me about their offensive line, they're at a full 5 out of 5 panic. Their offensive line is really, really, really bad. Particularly the right side of it, which is why Max Crosby was able to have a field day against them. 4 tackles for loss, a pass deflection, 5 QB pressures, and 2 sacks. That's one person. Also, undisciplined football. 11 penalties for 109 yards. 3 for 11 on 3rd down. They lost a 10-point lead in the 4th quarter. Their defense also gave up 4 consecutive scoring drives to close the game. That's 20 points. There are a lot of things to be very concerned about with this Ravens team. This could very much well be a scenario where it is week 9 and we are having segments, what the hell is going on in Baltimore? Because this is not the Ravens team we are accustomed to seeing, because their season is all the way gone to hell. I'm not there yet, though. I'm not there yet. So we're at a 1.5 out of 5. We're not full on chilling, but if this continues, this could get bad. Their next 3 games are against Dallas, Buffalo, and Cincy. We'll get to Cincy next, but Dallas and Buffalo look like they could be pretty challenging. All right, let's get to Cincy. In the Joe Burrow era, the Cincinnati Bengals are now 1-9 in the first 2 weeks of the season. You cannot keep living like this. You can't keep coming out to slow starts every single season and hoping to recover from that. Last year, they started off 0-2, came within a game of making the playoffs. These games early in the season matter. They've already lost the tiebreaker with the Chiefs, so let's say that they end up being number 1 in the AFC North. That's asking for a lot right now after starting off 0-2, but let's say they end up being number 1 in the division. If they're vying for home field with KC, they already don't have a tiebreaker. In a game that they were in control of for like 90% of it, that, let's be honest, they gave away. And for whatever reason, people are acting like it's a controversial pass interference call, which was the clearest pass interference call I've ever seen in my life. Jamar Chase just flat out losing his skull, thinking that he got face masked or whatever when he clearly wasn't. Just mental mistake after mental mistake from a team that honestly has been together for far too damn long. The key components of this team, particularly Burrow and Chase, were on that team that went to the Super Bowl. That shit's inexcusable. Losing to a Patriots team that, as much as I love my Patriots, you're much more talented than. If this team ends up missing the playoffs later in the year, the way I think they will, they're going to look back at these 2 games and be like, God damn, how easily could we have had those 2 games? And now look at us. We're at home. Jamar Chase is pissed. T. Higgins is going to go sign to another team. And this is now the predicament we find ourselves in. 3 out of 5 on the panic meter. 3 out of 5. The Indianapolis Colts. This one is simple because it depends on what you're panicking about. If you thought the Colts were a Super Bowl sleeper, that's on you. Because I don't even think the Colts thought they were a Super Bowl sleeper. I think they thought they were a sneak into the wild card sleeper. And I think that's still in play. But their glaring flaw on this team is that run defense. Green Bay came in with no Jordan Love and Malik Willis, who has yet to prove that he is a capable starting quarterback in the NFL, with the sole intention of running the football. I knew it. You knew it. Every analyst knew it. Everybody at Lambeau Field knew it. Everybody at Lucas Oil Stadium knew it. Peyton Manning knew it. Aaron Rodgers knew it. Everyone knew it except the Colts defense. They're the only ones who were caught by surprise and allowed 261 rushing yards to the Packers, who had no other option but to run the football. After giving up 159 to Joe Mixon a week before, they are the worst rushing defense in the NFL. They allow 237 yards a game. What is going on? And I know we're in a passing league now in the NFL, but goddamn it, if you're getting gashed in the running game like that, you don't stand a chance. And then with Anthony Richardson, it's the good and the bad, and you know what you're gonna get. Week 1, you get 2 50-yard bombs, and he's less than 50% completion percentage. Week 2, you get 3 interceptions and he's less than 50% completion percentage. He's at 49.1% for completion percentage for the year. That's going to be the Anthony Richardson experience until he matures as a player. That just kind of is what it is. It's early in his career. Don't be like the damn Panthers and give up on him early. This is what you're going to get right now for Anthony Richardson's career. Just deal with it, grow through it, and go from there. Tentative 2 on the panic meter. 2.5 on the panic meter. Next up, the New York Giants. I'll just say 5 out of 5 on the panic meter. They got issues at quarterback. They got issues at head coach. They got issues at kicker. Wide receivers not named Malik Neighbors. I'm going to read you exactly what I sent my little cousin after I finished watching the Giants film. I had to rush, so I just watched every Daniel Jones drop back. Verbatim. I just watched every Daniel Jones pass attempt, and I have thoughts. Malik Neighbor got targeted 18 times, and I counted 5 where it went incomplete, where someone else was wide ass open. Your offensive line, significantly better, especially at right tackle. Thank God Evan Neal is not a starter anymore. Lastly, and probably most importantly, Washington's secondary is absolute dog shit. It is the worst I've seen on film in these first 2 weeks. And if that is who Daniel Jones played against, and that's how he looked, y'all are in for a rough season. That is the worst secondary that the Giants are going to play all season long. That sounds like hyperbole. I promise it isn't. I don't want to ruin the Washington passing defense stats yet. We're going to get to them when we get to the 1-1 teams, but trust me, it's bad. Just wait till we get there. And against that team, Daniel Jones couldn't throw for more than 180 yards. That team, come on, man, come on. Oh yeah, and Brian Daboll, I've been arguing on Brian Daboll's behalf for all the Giants fans. I wanted to fire him or whatever. I've been blaming Daniel Jones for it. This kicker thing is inexcusable though. How do you not have a backup kicker just in case your kicker got hurt, who you've known's been hurt all week long? How is that possible? They missed the extra point and they failed 2 2-point conversions. They lost by 3. You just make those 3 extra points. It's 21-21. You're going to overtime and then may the best man win. You have nobody to blame but yourself for that loss, Brian. 5 out of 5, man. Next up, we got the Jacksonville Jaguars and whew, buddy. The Jaguars have scored a total of 30 points in their 2 losses. Trevor Lawrence has completed just 51% of his attempts and has only thrown 1 touchdown pass this season. This past offseason, he signed 5 years for $55 million apiece. The Browns converted 2 of 14 third down attempts and they won the game anyways. They committed 13 penalties and won the game anyways. Something is deeply broken with Jacksonville. Deeply, deeply broken, specifically on offense, which is even more baffling when they're paying their quarterback out the nose and they have a Super Bowl winning head coach who's supposed to be an offensive guru. What the hell is going on in Jacksonville? Tentative 3 on the panic meter. Tentative 3 until we can figure out what the hell we got going on down there. Tennessee Titans, 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5. Will Levis is a disaster. You're 2 weeks into the year. How many starts does Will Levis actually have? Because Bryce Young got benched after 18. I think the Titans might want to look over to his draft mate and just be like, hey, we might have to cut this off. Will Levis has started 11 games. He's 3-8. It might be time to pull the cord already. He has made 2 of the most comical NFL follies I've ever seen in my 27 years of life in back-to-back weeks, both of which drastically cost the Titans the game. With all the money that the Titans have invested in this team the past offseason, I said it when I was doing my AFC South preview with KT. Yo, are they sure that Will Levis is the guy that is worth surrounding with all this talent? Are they sure? What do they know about Will Levis that we don't? What proof do they have that this is a smart investment? Apparently they have no proof, because there's no way they saw what we're watching now and thought this is the guy we should spend all our cap space on and surround with talent. Because look at the returns on the investment. I gotta play what their new head coach Brian Callahan said right after he had that infamous red zone fumble where he tried to lateral the ball as he was falling like it's a damn sports movie. And then they got Brian Callahan on camera saying, what the fuck are you doing? Brian, take it away.
I think the camera caught it pretty clear, if I had to guess. So, yeah, I was upset. It was dumb. It was the same exact thing he did last week, and he cost us points in the red zone. And that is what it is. He's a grown-up, and he knows better. And so, I was really irritated that he cost us 3 points in a game that we probably needed it.
If that doesn't sound like a 5 out of 5 on the panic meter, I don't know what does. Next team. Last of the 0-2 teams, the Los Angeles Rams. 5 out of 5. Your season's done. I'm sorry to let you know. Injuries and number 1 wide receivers. is just the summary of the two things I wrote as to why your team is already cooked. I shouldn't have to expound on that because if you're a Rams fan, you're already keenly aware of those two things. But sure, I'll break it down anyways. Start with number one wide receivers. Marvin Harrison Jr. had 4 catches, 130 yards, and 2 touchdowns against this Rams defense. The week prior, Jameson Williams went for 5 catches, 121 yards, and a touchdown against this Rams defense. So stopping number one receivers already an issue. By the way, Brandon Ayuk and DK Metcalf are also in this division. And then both of your number one wide receivers are injured with Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp. Your starting left tackle is injured. Your starting right tackle is injured. Your starting guard is injured. Your starting cornerback is injured. Matt Stafford's back problems are acting up again. Aaron Donald is comfortably sleeping on his couch. The Rams season is over. It's a wrap.